Guys, it's Amir coming to you today. I wanted to share with you guys my death experience that I had, and how things have changed for me since then. So, anyways, I've talked a little bit about it on other friends' pages, channels, commenting from time to time, but I just decided to really open up and share this. I had a viewer who a week ago came into my life and has been a blessing, honestly, because and if you're watching, this is because of you. This person stirred something in my heart and in my soul, although they came across very rude, and I was a bit bitchy. But I learned from the experience, and the person actually has been a huge blessing, because although at first I did take it like, wow, but then I kind of took it as I need to learn from this, and help this person, because they've come to me for healing. They've come to me, and there's something that I can do for them to inspire them. Maybe not. Maybe they're just the catalyst to help me open up more, so this story could be a blessing for someone else. I don't know, but I just want to give credit where credit's due, and this individual really inspired me with their words. So thank you for inspiring me. Basically, at 19, I died in a car accident. I hit the top of my head, which is very normal. I don't know if you guys can see, but I have hair and everything. But it is like a little tender, and if I bump my head, I get really crazy dizzy. But like a little, and I might get a headache if I bump my head. But one thing that changed dramatically is the fact that I've seen what's on the other side. I mean, my whole life, I've seen things. My whole life, I've looked at people, and I could see like a facade of their soul. And it was very scary to understand, because people don't look like they look. Your soul does not always look like your body. Your soul is ancient. It's been around for eons, and it's traveled so far and had so many experiences. Just as your experiences in this life shape your body and your intellect and your entire being, the way you believe everything, so does the eons of time that you evolve over eons with your soul. Some people do have very beautiful souls. Some people have monstrous souls. Some in between. I mean, there's a wide range, but for a young kid, that was very disturbing. I believe I had help with that, dealing with that, because shortly after I started drawing pictures of what I was seeing, and it disturbed me to the point that I woke up every night after that for a week later with my eyes shut. I couldn't open them. My mom had to put like a hot compress on my eyes so that they would open. I think it was just my body's response in dealing with what I was able to see. I wasn't spiritually advanced enough to really grasp it. And the people around me didn't understand what it was. My mom, she did. She would talk to me about my dreams, my visions, what I heard. Sometimes when I would talk at night, I would tell her things in my sleep, things that I would not normally be privy to. I just know these things. So my mom was very, very supportive. And so I've always been very sensitive, and dying, I feel, opened that door back up, even more than it was open before. And I hit my head, and when the vehicle hit me, I bumped up into the windshield, and that's a sound I'm never going to forget. The sound of my head hitting the windshield. By all senses, I was dead. And I remember seeing a bright light. And if I start crying, you guys will have to excuse that. So, because it's a very emotional thing for me. Yeah, here goes the waterworks. Anyways, but I remember seeing the light and being pulled through, the tunnel. And it was really fast, but I remember looking around and seeing so much. And I saw the sun in front of me, and it was so bright and so beautiful and so warm and so peaceful. It's not hell. It's not torture there. There's parts of everybody there that is being purified. And anyways, there's so much there, and it's more than just the physical. There's a spiritual aspect to what's there. What we see is a very, not what I see more, but what most humans see is a very, very small bit of the spectrum of what's there. There's a whole lot more, and I'm sure there's even more than what I see. But what I could handle, I was allowed to see. I was there for what felt like forever. I didn't want to leave. But I came back through, and when I came back to my body, there was an angel there with me the whole time. A higher being, I guess. But I remember looking down at my body and thinking, wow, there's no way, because the blood was coming down, and of course a lot of damage. And I thought, wow, there's no way I'm gonna be okay. But I was healed, and I was able to come back into my body. I remember, I wanted to hug him. I say him because it looked like a male. He was tall with dark curly hair, and he had on just normal clothes. And he stayed there until somebody got there, and then he turned in the light and he was gone. And that was like really hard to deal with coming back and knowing everything and not knowing how to articulate what I saw, what I understood. I feel like my telepathy kicked in, and I feel like it gets more refined the more I use it. I feel like that's a more normal form of communication. Let's see, I'm left-handed, but I was forced to be right-handed to learn to write. So after my accident, I started writing a lot more left-handed. So I do a lot of things both, because the world is pretty much right-handed. My son's left-handed too. Luckily, I'm Rh negative, so I healed up really well. I've got strong bones. But yeah, it just was very surreal, very spiritual. There is a God. I mean, I've seen God, and I've seen angels. I know we have a soul because there's a knowingness within all of us that exists, and it's a spiritual knowingness, and it goes with us everywhere we go. So, although not everybody has experienced this, and not everybody can know in their heart the truth of it, eventually everybody does. Eventually everybody gets to that point where they're ready to know the truth and take on more. I think it is a matter of what you can spiritually handle without going cuckoo or going rogue or going senile. You know, I've had friends recently that have awakened that have gone pretty senile, and they've not gone through nearly half of what I've gone through. I'm not saying this is a lesson in who suffers the most. I'm just saying that some souls are able to handle more than other souls, and it just depends on where you're at in your great work. Everybody has their own great work that they're accomplishing. Everybody does. Good, bad, right, wrong. We all do. And we learn from each other, and we grow. And we take on these bodies so we can interact together without all the prejudices, but yet we still find those prejudices. We still view them in each other. We still find reasons to fight, whether it's religious or the way we look or decisions or whatever. The diversity is part of what unites us in the end. The strife is part of what makes us stronger in the end. I'm not saying I'm grateful for all the fuck-ups. I'm not saying I'm grateful for all the bullshit. I'm just saying that the great work, and within it, you have to find a blessing within all of the shit. You have to grow. You have to look outwardly. You have to learn to forgive. And that is the hardest thing for a lot of people. My near-death experience changed me so much. It made me appreciate life. I get depressed. It's like anybody else, like, I get sad about things, just like, I hear news and I'm like, wow, that's really fucking sad. That's really sad that people are doing that. Or, if I don't see the sun for days and days, I get a little bit blasé. I wouldn't really call that depression. I would just say that I need to charge back up. I love the sun. I love the sunlight. I sun gaze because it reminds me of being back home. I feel like that's home. I was able to move around more freely, communicate the way I'm meant to communicate with my heart and with my mind. It was beautiful. And I'm not saying that I don't want to be here. I understand the purpose of being here is to elevate humanity and to help them get to that point. But it's hard. It's really hard with all the fuckery going on and the confusion. I've got to where I don't watch news. I don't take sides. It's hard to see who's telling the truth and who's not anymore. I think there's a little bit of truth in all of it, unfortunately. So it doesn't make it right. I just feel like with all of our abilities, our psychokinetic abilities, our telepathy, our abilities to heal, why can't we just get together and heal each other and heal the earth and help each other and help the earth and then reach out beyond? And these are just, I just wanted to share this with you guys. There's so much going on that I want answers to, that I want to understand. That how do I know the things that I know? I want to know more. Like, I want to help more. There's just so much goodness in the world, and there is a God. The God that we have is not all just masculine and all just feminine. We are all so different. The entire species. We separate when we fall. When our when our solar system goes under the Milky Way, not only does our solar system dip down in consciousness and all of the life on all the planets come to Earth to live and thrive, but then as we come up through the Milky Way, our planets are terraformed, and that's exactly what's happening, so that they can sustain life, because eventually life here on Earth will boom and blossom. And that's what's going to happen with the other planets when they're rearranged and terraformed, and it's going to take time. But these are all just shifts within us. And then everybody knows that the planets represent part of who we are, represent our chakras. So as the external is being terraformed, our internal is being terraformed and alchemically changed as well. And then looking at it from a microcosmic level, we are like cells, like little tiny cells in the atom, the galactic atom, which is the solar system that we live in. We are part of that being. And although we look up and we can't fully see, it's there, it's energetic, it's spiritual. It's just existing on a higher plane, a higher existence. Some people will get what I'm saying. Some people will think I'm crazy, and that's fine. That's their choice. that just means they're not ready to accept the truth, and that's fine. There's no judgment in that. And so, yeah, there's just so much that I want to talk about and share with you guys, and just open up and pour my heart out. So here I am. That's it. Sorry for the really long video. I know I usually make them shorter, and there might be a part 2 to this video. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. For now, this is what I wanted to share. I wanted to share this part of me, part of my heart, part of who I am, and give that to you. So maybe it'll be a blessing. Namaste.